Hi, this is Jesse, AI7 Arcade Portable. Where did I choose to stop? The beautiful Mount Hood in the background there. I am at Fort Vancouver National Historic Site. Fort Vancouver was one of the earlier permanent settlements out here in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of history out here. This is my actual first time ever being out here. A lot of historic houses and buildings out here. Beautiful gardens.
Have you been here before?
I have not. This is my first time.
Oh, well, welcome. Are you from the area?
North of here, on Alaska.
Okay, yeah, so Fort Vancouver, thousands of years of human habitation.
Right.
Indians, Lewis and Clark come rolling down the river, it's over there.
Right.
They get here, a lot of people. They report back. Hudson Bay Company wants to sell furs. They want to trade with people. There are people here. They set up shop. This is kind of what they did. About 12 years later, the military shows up. They're here for another 150 years until 2012. They leave and yeah.
U.S. Army was here until 12?
Yeah, they left under BRAC, Base Realignment and a Closure Act.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that they're still running this that late.
Yeah. Oh,
that was the year I got out of the Army. That's nuts.
Well, there's still an AFUs up there.
Is there really?
Oh
my God, that's cool.
Liquor and cigarettes. Sandwiches, Gatorade too. Yeah, so it's been federally operated for a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. I mean, obviously this is a 2-minute tour.
Right.
A lot of stuff going on though. I mean, anybody who was anybody with like Western expansion was here up on Officers
That makes
Row.
sense. Yeah.
All of those.
All the trading companies, all the bay companies, all the rail companies, everybody had something to do up here.
Yeah. So a lot of cool history. I encourage you to go look around. And,
absolutely. You got a brochure?
Absolutely. Yeah. Take anything
awesome.
You want.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'm about to kill a bunch of wasps. You want to see that?
I'm good. I got plenty of that at home. Thank you. Things that I love about coming to these old places is looking at the different styles of timber framing depending on who made it, on what country they came from, and how skilled the people were. Hudson Bay Company, operation from relying on skilled carpenters. So these are not the original rafters, for sure.
No.
Done in an older,
None of these buildings are original.
None of these buildings. What's the oldest age on these buildings down here?
I think they kind of started this renovation project back in like the 60s.
Yeah.
But the whole fort burned down basically when the Army was on their way out. So this was originally set up by the Hudson Bay Company.
Right.
They're running this in 1825 up until 1846 when the Army took over.
Right.
And then the Army had this place for, I don't know, a decent amount of time. Vancouver started developing.
Yeah, the park ranger up front said that the military didn't finally turn this over to Parks Department until 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. So now, who'd they have come in to do these buildings, do you know?
I don't know, that was before I
Yeah.
was around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of these have been around for like 20 plus years.
So now, are you guys doing any of the repairs or any of the maintenance on stuff?
I make a lot of stuff in here, like all of those tables.
Yeah.
That stack of wood that's making those boxes up with the little pieces of blue tape.
Yeah.
Just waiting for some stuff to come through. I'm trying
Outstanding.
to glue up these couple of pieces of wood myself right now because I need a better setup to be able to use my hand plane over here to flatten and square up my my boards.
Right.
And the Park Service doesn't want me drilling a whole bunch of holes in the top of this workbench.
Fair enough.
So instead, to kind of make up for that, I'm just going to say, okay, you know what?
Do your own
Set it.
pegboard and
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'll just put the series of holes in there.
Yeah.
And set it on top and clamp it to the workbench. And
do you guys have a blacksmith here that makes all the dogs?
Yeah, there is a blacksmith shop that's over in the far corner of the fort over this way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, they'll make nails, and actually the primary export out of the blacksmith shop is axe heads.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Are they open today too?
I think I've heard somebody was over
All
there
right.
today,
I'll go
so
take a look.
Yeah.
Well, thank
definitely
you.
Make your way over there.
Appreciate. Oh wow. Strong box. Holy cow. Holy crap. So this is actually early mid 1800s safe. Apparently the exterior door is gone. You're seeing the interior door there. The bastion. Let's head up here and take a look. What kind of views you got? Well, that's not bad. That's a pretty good view from here. I love how they got that angle cut out so you can get in pretty near with your shots. Not quite to the base, but not bad either. Surgeon and trader, huh? These are living quarters. How's it going? See the original nails. Coal forge.
What brings you out here on this fine day?
I was down in town for a VA appointment, and I've never been here before, so I figured I'd stop by.
Well, it's about time.
All right. Well dipper. Bakehouse. That's what that is, the bakehouse. Oh, cool. All right. Well, that's the majority of the area inside the wall. There's a couple other stuff in here. There's the main house. I'm actually going to head back out to the parking lot because while all of this is interesting and beautiful, I am here for the POTA. So I'll let you guys get one last view of the inside of the wall here. I'm gonna head back out. All right, so one of the things in the brochure is they're pretty adamant about not wanting you to disturb the ground here. So I'm not gonna be using my ground spike as usual. I'm gonna be using my twist ties off of one of these fence posts over here. Don't really have a lot of place on the picnic bench that I can set up like I did out at Millersvania. Of course, I've got an airport right next to us too. So yeah, you really got to be aware of the local rules for your park. I've been to parks that allow you to put in tent stakes and parks that don't. Parks that allow you to throw antenna wire up into a tree and parks that don't want you touching them. State and national parks near you might look on Google Maps and see one, but you don't see them listed on the POTA website. That's because some parks have very specific rules that exclude them from the POTA program. An example is the Billy Frank National Wildlife Refuge, kind of near me. It's in Thurston County, about half hour or about 45 minutes north of me. It is not a POTA entity. And it took me going 3 pages into the rules on that individual park to learn that in the verbiage on the park rules, it explicitly prohibits ham radio activity in the rules on the National Parks webpage for it. Saying something down the lines of the point behind that park is to enjoy the wildlife and migratory birds, and that doesn't include things like RC planes, drones, ham radio. Specifically mentions ham radio. So it just all depends. All depends on the park. I encourage you to look at the park rules for each individual park that you're going to. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? AI7RK, is this frequency in use? CQ Parks on the Air. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo calling CQ Parks on the Air from US 3222, US 0824, and US 3424. This is a threefer. US 3222, US 0824, and US 3424. QRZ.
Kilo 7. Whiskey 7 Alpha Hotel Sierra.
The Kilo 7, please.
Kilo 7 Whiskey Bravo Hotel.
There we go. I got you. Kilo 7 Whiskey Bravo Hotel. Thank you. I've got you a 5-6 into my parks. Did you get all 3 park numbers?
I did. I got them all.
All right. Awesome. QSL. Thank you much. Thank you for hunting. I appreciate it. 7-3. I think there was somebody ending in Sierra. All right, CQ Parks on the Air. CQ Parks on the Air. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo. For Parks on the Air, threefer, US 0824, US 3424, and US 3222. QRZ.
Whiskey 7 Alpha Hotel Sierra.
The Whiskey 7 Alpha Hotel Sierra. Thank you so much. I've got you a nice 5-7 into my parks here. Did you get the park numbers?
No, but you are 5 by 9 in Arizona.
Thank you for the 5-9 in Arizona. I am calling you from the Fort Vancouver National Historic Park here in Washington. We're at US 3222, which is the Lewis and Clark Trail. We are at US 3424, which is the Ice Age, the floodplain, and then US 0824, and that one is the Fort Vancouver Park itself.
QSL, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Well, thank you so much for being on the radio today, and good luck with the rest of your contacts today. 7-3.
7-3.
This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo for Parks on the Air Triple from US 0824, US 3424, and US 3222. QRZ.
November 5, Charlie Oscar Papa.
November 5, Charlie Oscar Papa. Thank you. I got you a 5-5 into the park.
Roger on the 5-5. I'll give you the same 5-5 into West Texas.
Thank you for West Texas. Thank you for being out there hunting today. I appreciate it. You get all 3 park numbers?
Have a great weekend and a great activation. Look forward to seeing you again out here.
Yep, thank you much. I appreciate you being out there. 7-3. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo for Parks on the Air Triple. QRZ.
Whiskey Alpha 5, Papa Juliet Alpha.
I got Whiskey Alpha 5, Papa Juliet Alpha. Thank you. You're a 5-7 into my 3 parks.
Copy the 5-7. You are a 5-4 into Central Texas.
Thank you for the 5-4 into Central Texas, and thank you for being out there hunting. I appreciate it, man. 7-3.
73, good luck, sir.
This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo for Parks on the Air Triple at US 0824, US 3424, and US 3222. QRZ. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo. Calling CQ POTA.
November 7, Victoria, India.
N7VI, November 7, Victoria, India. Thank you. I got you a 5-6 into my parks.
I have you 5-9 into Arizona. 5-9 into Arizona. Call is November 7 Zulu, Victoria, India. Over.
I got that correction there. November 7 Zulu, Victoria, India. Thank you very much for the 5-9, and thank you for being out there hunting. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got a great signal down in Arizona. 7-2. Thanks for picking us up.
No problem. Thank you for hunting. You guys make it possible. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo for Parks on the Air. QRZ.
Kilo 6 Victor Foxtrot Alpha.
I got Kilo 6 Victor Foxtrot Alpha. QSL. Thank you for the 5-5 down in Nevada. You about a 5-5 back at you for my 3 parks. Did you get the 3 numbers? Well, you faded out a little bit there, but I got you 5-5 both ways, man, into the parks.
Roger, you're fading as well. Still not fine.
All right, Roger. Well, thank you very much for hunting, man. I appreciate you being out there this afternoon. 7-3.
Good luck with the activation. 7-3.
This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo for Parks on the Air Triple, US 0824, US 3424, and US 3222. QRZ.
November 9, Yankee Uniform Hotel.
November 9, Yankee Uniform Hotel. Thank you. I got you a 5-7 into my 3 parks.
Yes, we're 5-5 in Illinois. Thank you for the comeback.
Thank you for the 5-5 way out in Illinois, and thank you for being out there hunting this afternoon. I appreciate it. 7-3. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo for Parks on the Air Triple here in Southwest Washington at Fort Vancouver. CQ Parks on the Air.
Victor Echo 7, Papa Yankee, Mobile.
The Victor Echo 7 Stroke Papa Yankee. QSL.
Yeah, Roger. Victor Echo 7, Papa Yankee, your reply broke up.
There we go. I got that correction. Victor Echo 7 Golf Papa Yankee. Thank you. I think you gave a 5-7. I'll give you a 5-7 back at you into the 3 parks.
And you're 5-9 plus into the British Columbia.
Outstanding. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that 5-9.
7.
Thank you for hunting, 7-3. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo for Parks on the Air, QRZ. The ending in Tango, come back.
Kilo Bravo 7, Quebec Hotel Tango.
There we go, I got you that time. Kilo Bravo 7, Quebec Hotel Tango. Thank you for Arizona. I've got you about a 5-5 into the parks, about a 5-5 into my 3 parks.
Yeah, I got you at 5-3. My glacier feels good. There's a lot of noise. What was your call sign, sir?
Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo. Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo. AI7RK.
Thanks a lot. I'm putting in the logbook. 73.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for reaching out. Thanks for hunting this afternoon, 7-3. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo. Looking for last calls for my 3 parks, US 0824, US 3424, and US 3222. QRZ.
Whiskey Bravo 6, Kilowatt Whiskey Lima.
All right, I got my last call is Whiskey Bravo 6, Kilo Whiskey Lima. I've got you a 5-8. Nice signal coming into the parks today.
Roger, you're about a 5'8" to 5'9" down here in California, handling Steve.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. You are definitely the loudest station that I've heard this afternoon, man. Well, thank you for being my 10th, and thank you for being out there hunting this afternoon, man. I appreciate it. 7-3.
7-3, good luck.
All right, this is AI7RK. I'm going to do last calls before a QRT. Is there anybody else left hanging out there? Last calls, last calls, last calls. This is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo. Last calls for my 3 parks here in Southwest Washington. US 0824, US 3424, and US 3222. Last calls. Parks on the Air. All right, this is Alpha India 7 Romeo Kilo. I'm going to QRT. Thanks, everyone. This frequency is clear. Well, that was relatively painless. I got my 10 at the 3 parks. Now it's time to do the rest of my hour drive home. This is a cool one. Actually had something to visit, do, something to learn. I didn't realize how long the Army had control of this fort. That was crazy. Yeah, this is AI7RK Portable. I'll see you guys out at the next part.